Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, the question that I will answer is, why did King Herod want to kill Jesus? The reason why he wanted to is that he saw Jesus Christ as a threat to his own rule. When he heard that Jesus was going to be a king in his own domain in Matthew chapter 2 verses 2 to 3, he became troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Herod did not understand what kind of king Jesus was going to be. He was not aware of what Jesus Christ would later say some decades later to Pontius Pilate in John chapter 18 verse 36, which reads, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence." In other words, Herod was imagining, this guy's actually going to become a king and he's going to compete against me, right? Thinking that Jesus was going to be an earthly king like he was, but he didn't understand that the way or the manner in which Jesus was going to be king was completely different from the kind that he was thinking about. However, Herod was not only reacting from his own feelings, he was actually under the influence of Satan, who was the real person negatively affected by Jesus Christ's mission. The deliverance that Jesus was to bring to humanity spelled doom for Satan's empire. After all, it was meant to rescue the Jews from the deceit of the Pharisees, according to John chapter 8 from verse 31 to 32 and verse 36, right? Because the Pharisees, they were under the influence of Satan, according to John chapter 8 verse 44. And so they had the people in captivity under their deceit. So the preaching of Jesus was actually trying to free the Jews from that, and Satan didn't want that. And secondly, Jesus Christ's ransom was to free all of humanity from the power of death as wielded by Satan, as was explained in Hebrews chapter 2 from verse 14 to 15. Okay? Satan did not want those things, and so he influenced Herod to see Jesus as his enemy so that he could try to kill him. Satan has done this in other biblical stories. If we go back to when kings started to rule the nation of Israel, we see that Satan had used King Saul to run the nation of Israel down gradually, especially by making him to disobey God's commandments on multiple occasions, like in 1 Samuel chapters 13 and 15. Seeing this, God elected another man, David, to become king. David loved God and was a man after God's heart, according to 1 Samuel chapter 13 verse 14. Thus, God was going to prosper David if he became king. Satan did not want the nation that knew God to overpower the Gentiles that he governed. Therefore, to prevent David from becoming king, he made Saul to hate him and to use his power to try to kill him. It was only God that saved David from Saul's hand, as was said in 1 Samuel chapter 23 verse 14. So with this solid background, we can actually now go forward in time and explore one more application of this concept. In Revelation chapter 12, we were told that Satan, which was represented there as the dragon, would repeat this exact same scheme against God's divine plan to restore the world to perfection, which was referred to by Apostle Peter as the times of refreshing and the times of restitution of all things, in Acts chapter 3 from verse 19 to 21. Or what Jesus Christ simply called the kingdom of God. That divine plan was symbolized by the child to be born, and the woman carrying the child symbolized that institution in heaven, which is headed by God, that produced this divine plan. Satan wanted to undermine God's plan to reform the world, so as to protect his own empire, just as he did when God sent Jesus into the world. And if we look at World Wars I and II, we can compare the devastation that took place in those wars to Satan's end goal of preventing lasting peace from ensuing in the world. Satan plunged the whole world into conflict with the mind that if he could destroy all of humanity, then Jesus would have had nobody to rule. But because Jesus gained victory, peace then ensued. So that's where I'm going to stop on answering that question. Why did King Herod want to kill Jesus? If you enjoyed this video and like some of the things that I said, then I'd appreciate if you click the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell if you haven't already, And you can check out some of our other videos as well if you want to be further enriched with wisdom. Have a great day, and God bless you.